We all love lakes. To protect these lakes that we love, we want to do things to reduce runoff and nutrient loading that causes harmful algal blooms and ruins our water quality. I'm Stuart. I work for Seven Lakes Alliance in the Belgrade region. Today we're on North Pond and we're working on a set of infiltration steps. Recently we had a homeowner contact us with a set of stairs that were no longer functioning as they should, and water's pouring down the edges of them and flowing down the walking path to the dock, causing harmful sand and silt to enter the lake. So today we're going to pull these old steps out and replace them with a new set of infiltration steps. Infiltration steps are designed to, instead of having the water flow over them, let all the water infiltrate into them and percolate into the soil. When starting any project within the shoreline zone, it is very important that you check with Maine DEP and your local code enforcement officer to make sure you're conforming with the state guidelines and your town's regulations. These regulations differ from town to town and may very well be stricter than what the state's regulations are. All right, so these are the old steps. As you can see, they've kind of sunk in and are not level at all anymore. They're all kind of leaning this way, and all the water's been pouring off of them and flowing down onto this slope and then cutting the edge of this slope out, which is then in turn flowing straight into the lake. So what we're gonna do is pull all these steps out and replace them with the new infiltration steps made out of 6x6. One piece going across here, two pieces going back, stacked up on one another, and then filled in with 3/4 inch crushed stone. Per DEP regulations, infiltration steps got to be 3 feet in width or less. So we're cutting ours at 3 feet. We're going to cut the front of the steps, and for the first step we're going to go back approximately 2.5 feet, and from there we're going to continue with the 6-inch rises and have a variable run based on the slope of the hill in any given spot. I'm going to set up a string line 36 inches across to match the bottom and get 2 straight lines going down the set of steps. The string line is going to allow me to measure up and get the correct rise and run, and even rise and run for each step. It just gives me a reference point for measuring and also allows us to dig out the perfect area in the middle without over digging or digging too little. So these are framing angles. These help add rigidity to it and keep the step square. And it also helps keep it from rotating forward or bowing out under weight after we get the crushed stone in there and after people are walking up and down it over time. Then we also drive lag screws from the front into here. That adds more rigidity this way to keep the front step from twisting outward. We add these ones to every step. They're not required, but we like to have them just for the added support and rigidity that they add to the step. So I'm using the speed square to measure from the corner back, and then measure from the other corner back to the center to find a center point between these two corners where we're going to drill a hole to put our rebar through. We drill a hole through the 6x6 and then we hammer the rebar all the way through. It goes through into the ground and sticks into the ground pretty far so that the stairs are stable and steady, don't rock back and forth, don't start to lean out or inward at all. And we continue this process all the way up through. As we go up from the first step, the rebar goes through both 6x6s. For this slope, we decided that 16 inches wasn't enough of a run, so we've now extended it to 20 inches. It's gonna better space the steps out and fill the area better, making for a bigger platform to step on and more area for water to infiltrate into. It's best to always do a mock-up and not to nail these infiltration steps together until you're 100% sure you got the rise and run correctly. Otherwise, you'll end up with mismatched steps that are all different lengths. Once we've got the stairs in place, we put in a layer of non-woven geotextile fiber. This is also called filter cloth. This is to keep the dirt down below from mixing in with the 3/4 inch crushed rock that we have up above. We laid this down and we staple it to the edges of the stairs. This will help hold it and keep it from getting bunched up or anything. And this allows the water to pass through here and flow down this without mixing up with the dirt down below. And it also keeps the rock from getting compressed and pushing deep into the ground. So it helps keep the stairs looking nice and not needing to have more material added to them for a long time. On the outside, we're also going to run lined crushed rock on the outsides to keep the edges from eroding and add more stability to the steps. The old steps are 8 concrete pavers, and the rainwater was hitting them and flowing off either side and flowing into channels that ran down either side of the steps, pulling the soil with it and flowing directly into the lake. Now we got nice wide infiltration steps with crushed stone on either side, getting rid of the channels that were there before and also allowing soil, the water that hits the steps, to flow directly into the ground, percolating through the crushed stone into the soil. For more information on projects like this, you can go to the Seven Lakes Alliance website, sevenlakesalliance.org, or you can visit Maine Lakes website, lakes.me.